The Constitutional Court has found that there was a rational reason for President Cyril Ramaphosa's decision to precautionary suspend the public protector, Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane. This follows the High Court Western Cape judgment, which ordered declaring that her suspension was invalid. Ramaphosa suspended Mkhwebane in June last year. Joining us now for what the court had to say, we are now joined by Canny Maphanga once again. Canny, good morning. Thank you so much for making time for us. A unanimous judgment being delivered by Justice Meyer there.
Correct. The DA and the President's appeal applications have been upheld against that Western Cape High Court judgment. And then, of course, the confirmatory order that Advocate Mkhwebane was seeking in terms of Section 172 has been dismissed. So I think that brings that victory in the Western Cape High Court to an end, because essentially it means what the Concourt is actually saying, rather, is that the decision of the President was actually rational. And I think as we go through the judgment, we'll see how the Deputy Chief Justice went through the sequence of events to show how you couldn't have reached the conclusion that his decision was irrational or served her any harm in any way.
Mm-hmm. And also this, the last one, speaking about that, is what Justice Meyer has done there is also look at various court judgments that were handed down in the Constitutional Court, other high courts as well that have handed judgments around the integrity even of the public protector. And this has formed part of this decision.
Yes, I think she was speaking about the office itself, the Chapter 9 institution itself, by saying that there were already these allegations, there were already these reports, complaints about the conduct of Advocate Mkhwebane in her capacity as a public protector. She's also further clarified that the powers that the President would have had, because there was this conversation about conflict at the time of the suspension, she's quite clearly articulated that those powers were restrained, and that at the time of the suspension, the process had started on the 17th of March, as she has correctly stated. And then she continues to say that the National Assembly was already instituting this inquiry. So the suspension was precautionary in the fact that it allowed the advocate to go and defend herself in that inquiry while still on full pay, so she did not suffer any harm. She then makes another point, which has been consistently made throughout this entire process, is that although the suspension took place, the retaliation argument doesn't stand, because that Phala Phala investigation continued at the Chapter 9 body, and as we know, it has been completed. Those findings have been made public. So the President did not evade that investigation by suspending the public protector, or then suspend the public protector, rather, Advocate Mkhwebane, by making that decision, because that investigation continued and reached its findings. So she didn't suffer any harm, and the President himself did not evade that investigation. So the Concourt has disagreed with that Western Cape High Court order judgment, which found that it was irrational and done in retaliation.
Yeah. Final one is, we know before we didn't know that you can actually apply for a rescission application at the Constitutional Court until that case with former President Jacob Zuma.
Correct.
Do we know as yet whether there is any intention from the suspended public protector to file for a rescission application? And just listening into what Justice Meyer had said there, that various rescission applications had actually come from the public protector as well.
Correct. Correct. Well, it has been a few minutes, Algin. We still even haven't gotten our hands on the electronic copy of the full judgment to ventilate through that. So we will be getting reaction from the suspended public protector, as well as her legal team, on this judgment, as well as the presidency and the DA, and we'll see the way going forward from then. But as we stand, that is the order from the Concourt.
Thank you so much for your time, Canny Maphanga there.